Skøyteteknikk about just that.
All right, we're talking details here, specific skills that separate some players from everybody else, and we're pleased to be joined now by Jacob Chychrun. One of the things that separates Jacob from everybody else is his ability to separate opponents from the puck with his stick. Jacob, you are #1 in the NHL in stick checks. Does that surprise you, and what allows you to be so successful defending the way that you do?
I think last year I led the league for a period of time as well. It's something definitely an area of my game I take a lot of pride in. I think with my, skating ability, kind of that really starts it off for me when I'm able to, use my feet. Kind of gets me in positions where I'm able to get good stick on puck. And I've always, had a knack for, using my stick well and like you said, separating guys from the puck. So it's definitely an area I focus on, especially the last few years playing against, more top lines. And it's really important to, have good gaps and not give, players time and space in this league, because a lot of dangerous guys that take advantage of it. So for sure, it's definitely an area I focus on. So.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the stick work, obviously, on these kind of plays, but you mentioned the skating. I want to ask you how much of it is, skating related also, because you're not just looking to use your stick to separate, right? But you want to angle guys a certain way to get that position on them and then get inside position to take the puck up ice also, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to use your feet. I think, first and foremost, you need to have those good angles. That's what forwards really do these days. They read your feet, and when you're in a bad spot on the ice, that's when they're able to, take advantage of you. So it starts with the feet, being in a good position, getting yourself in an opportunity where you have a chance to separate them from the puck, and then from then on, it's just a matter of having a good stick and breaking up the play. But for me, definitely my feet is kind of the one thing I focus on. It kind of gets me, out of trouble. If I'm in a tough spot, I'm able to recover a little easier, and it definitely gets you out of tough situations.
There's so many good young skating defensemen in the league today, yourself obviously included. Do you kind of see this as a way of defending of the future, or the present now, I guess, but also the future and just the way the game's being played?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously not as many, big open ice hits anymore. And it's so hard with, guys like Nathan McKinnon and, Connor McDavid. These guys are coming a million miles an hour. It's really all about using your feet and being able to, keep them out of the middle of the ice, and then from then on just closing in and taking their time and space away. So for sure, it's definitely kind of the way the game's going. And everyone's such great skaters these days, and you really need to, you really need to be a good skater to, play consistently every night in the league. And I think that's definitely an area that I work on a lot. I have my whole life, and it's definitely an area that, helps me both offensively and defensively.
I like that last one there against the Kings. You got the stick check, and then you push the guy one arm into the boards too, and away you go. Nice play there. Look, I want to have you break down a couple of these plays so you can take the fans inside the game, the fans that are watching at home, of just what your thought process is as you go through it. So we'll start with a play here against the Colorado Avalanche, a play where it kind of looks like you could rub a guy out into the boards pretty easily, but you go a different route and use that stick.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously top line for Colorado. They're, tough to play against. I think, with these guys, you're always just cautious of running at them, because they're able to make a play and get by it. So just having a good stick there. And then here, I think I stood around on the blue a little bit extra, a little extra second longer to see if I could keep a play alive. And this is an example of me, able to use my feet to get me out of a tough situation. Kind of allows me the opportunity to hang in a little longer, because I know with my feet I can get back and break the play up. And this one here is that's just that's bad ice, but it happens, and I was lucky enough to get that stick on it and have another good fall there. So lucky I didn't hurt myself there.
Yeah, even with the Bambi legs going, you still make the nice play. That was good. I like that one. I'm sure this is probably more than Yeah. Sure, this is more than you talked about stick checks probably in your whole career. So we'll finish with a bit of a different topic for you. Obviously, great offensive numbers you're putting up this season, as well as the good defensive play. Want to ask you about, have you thought about Team Canada Olympics next year? I've heard you mention in the conversation a little bit now as we start looking forward to that. And is that kind of a longer-term goal you've set for yourself?
I think, definitely that's a big personal goal of mine. That's what you really, those are the tournaments you want to be a part of. You want to, at the end of the day, represent your country and put on that Canadian sweater. And, that's probably one of the hardest teams in the world to make. So to have an opportunity to be on that team would be pretty special. It's definitely been a goal of mine, and it's going to be a goal here the next year or so to continue to work on my game and developing myself, and hopefully at the end of the day have an opportunity to make that roster.